We've got ourselves a new MCU Disney Plus show. Is it a hit or a miss? What's going on, guys? I'm Chris, and welcome back to another video. So today I'm giving you my review of Secret Invasion, the upcoming MCU Disney Plus series. The show starts streaming on June 21st on Disney Plus. I was given early access to the first 2 episodes, so I haven't seen the whole season, and there will be no spoilers in this review, so don't worry. I'm just giving you my thoughts on the show so far. Again, only seen the first 2 episodes. But before I get into this, be sure to hit that like button, comment down below some of your predictions and expectations for Secret Invasion, and of course, subscribe and hit that notification bell to help me reach my goal of 80,000 subscribers here on the channel. It would mean a lot. So I haven't been a huge fan of a lot of these MCU Disney Plus series. The Falcon and the Winter Soldier and Hawkeye are some of my personal favorites. Of course, Loki was great as well, but a lot of them just fall victim to the same tropes and formula and end up falling flat by the end. But based on the marketing for Secret Invasion, I got sold pretty fast on the show's concept, as we're getting Nick Fury as the lead in a show after all these years of him being a supporting character in the MCU. He's finally getting his own project. Now, does it deliver? I'll say this much. Through the first 2 episodes, I'm fully on board with Secret Invasion. From the start, this show feels tonally different than a lot of the other MCU projects. In the cold opening of the first episode, it cements itself as a spy thriller first and foremost. That I appreciate so much, because that's a genre that I enjoy. Like, it fully embraces that genre from the get-go. We get some riveting chase sequences, some intense dialogue-driven scenes, and the way that opening culminates really reminded me of Mission Impossible, especially Ghost Protocol. The show's intense from the get-go, and through those first 2 episodes, it's got that high intensity and fast pacing. With a lot of the MCU projects, notably on Disney Plus, they try and force in this humor that always just misses the mark. With this, there's humor, but it's very subtle, and it works because Samuel L. Jackson and Ben Mendelsohn give fantastic performances, and Nick Fury is a character who's just naturally quippy, so he has those lines that'll make you chuckle and laugh. But the humor of this show is not the main focus. The subject matter is very heavy, it's a serious show from the start, and it embraces that more so than just trying to make the audience laugh, which I truly dig. In fact, it doesn't feel like a superhero show. To me, this is a show that I would just watch on Netflix or any other streaming network, and it's an intense spy thriller, less a superhero comic booky show. Like I mentioned, Nick Fury finally gets to shine. This is his first project where he is the headliner, and it's really interesting to take this look at Nick Fury in more of a veteran, seasoned role. He might be past his prime a little bit, not as sharp as he once was. I really dig seeing an older Nick Fury having to come to terms with the fact that he might not be the same person he once was. So watching him have to come to terms with filling in a new role in life, and possibly by the end of the series, a full-time retirement for Nick Fury, it was fascinating. I really appreciate what they're doing with his character, giving him almost a nice full circle arc, at least I hope, as the show progresses. And through 2 episodes, Samuel L. Jackson is giving one of the better performances in a Disney Plus series. There's one scene on a train involving him and Talos, Ben Mendelsohn's character, and their back and forth was just incredible. Samuel L. Jackson's always been one of the better actors alive, period, but he really gets to show his acting chops here, and I feel like a lot of these MCU Disney Plus shows don't really allow for actors to shine or really go for it in certain scenes. Here, the acting was on display. Like, I had chills down my spine in one scene in particular. We all know Nick Fury's a no-nonsense type of guy. He's been that way forever, and that shines through in certain scenes here, really allowing for Samuel L. Jackson to fully commit. There's one element of Secret Invasion that really allows it to stand out in the crowd of MCU Disney Plus shows, and that's the fact that it takes risks. I'm not just saying that lightly. Through the first 2 episodes, this show takes some risks. It swings for the fences, and I think it lands. I mean, I was shocked at the end of the first episode, and then even in episode 2, it's doing really risky things for the MCU, and there's a lot of reveals that keep you on your toes as a viewer, something that I appreciate. This is not a formulaic show so far. It's not following the template that's been set by MCU Disney Plus shows of past. It's going out, taking risks, subverting our expectations, and constantly keeping us guessing, which has me hooked into the show. I want to watch the rest of it all right now, because each episode, it's almost like a new guessing game, trying to figure out what is true, what isn't, who's real, who's not. It's got this really great mystery vibe, and it nails the tone from the start. It's truly fascinating how Secret Invasion fits in with the overall plot of the MCU. I definitely suggest rewatching Captain Marvel, the 2019 movie, before watching this, because it will help you a lot. In fact, I'm probably going to rewatch that before I finish the series, just because there are little details from that film that definitely bleed into this show, so it's nice to be, refreshed on that and have a full remembrance of what actually went down in that movie. But fortunately, it does insert some flashbacks to kind of catch us up if you haven't watched that movie in a while, which I know I haven't for a few years, so it was definitely nice to go back and revisit some important details from that film. The Skrulls have always fascinated me, and they explore their role in just society in depth in this. This is just as much Nick Fury's show as it is Talos' show. He has been the leader of the Skrulls for a long time and trying to find them a new home, and certain revelations are made that just make you question everything we know so far about this character. Like, this show really tackles the political side of the Skrulls' existence, and it makes you kind of pick a side in a way, but the way that it portrays that conflict is done so well. It reminds me of Civil War, where you're like flip-flopping sides. Like, our characters' viewpoints almost create a dividing line, and it's like you have to pick a side at times, and it's tough because you can see the viewpoints of both characters, or both groups of people, I should say. And again, I'm not revealing too much here in the sake of spoilers, but you'll understand what I'm saying if you've seen it. But I do appreciate how this show inserts flashbacks, and it's not just gimmicky, because a lot of shows can have flashbacks like, oh, here's this cool little nod or cameo. The flashbacks here have a lot of meaning. They add depth to existing characters, but also new characters, especially the villainous threat of this show. And those flashbacks work to give us information as the audience that we did not know that is necessary for the show, but also it reframes everything we thought we knew about Nick Fury and Talos in a very fascinating way. In fact, the de-aging technology is just as good, if not better, as it was in Captain Marvel. Seeing a de-aged Nick Fury in this show, it's perfect. And I'm just a sucker for practical effects in general, so anytime we see the Skrulls, they look so great. Even when there is that CGI transformation from a human to a Skrull, it's better than most of the CGI we've seen on Disney+. Now, I wonder if that's because this show's had so much time to master the CGI. A lot of the other projects might have been rushed because we had so many coming out at the same time back in 2021. But again, through the first 2 episodes only, the CGI has been a hit. Now, my biggest concern with this show is there's only 6 episodes. I've seen 2, so I'm already a third of the way through, and I always worry, will it be rushed, or will it have time to properly stick the landing? I'm intrigued so far. I recommend watching Secret Invasion so far, but I can't speak to how the last 4 episodes are going to go down. I haven't seen them yet. So through 2, I recommend the show. I'm very intrigued. I would love to binge all of the episodes right now, but I do fear maybe they might not stick the landing, because if we look at the history of these MCU Disney Plus shows, a lot of times those final episodes can feel very rushed and anticlimactic in a way. So I'm a little concerned, but they have set up the show very well. If I had to equate this to another MCU Disney Plus show, it reminds me the most of the Falcon and the Winter Soldier tonally, in terms of like this serious sort of political type of thriller in a way. But in terms of an overall piece of media, it reminds me so much of the Mission Impossible series, especially the latter entries like Ghost Protocol or Rogue Nation. Like, I want to emphasize that this is a spy thriller type of show, and that's something we haven't gotten really in the MCU. I appreciate what they're doing. It's very intriguing from the start, and it's taking risks, which I truly dig. It stands out in the crowd of MCU Disney Plus shows, at least through 2 episodes, and it has the potential to go down as the best of the bunch in terms of MCU Disney Plus shows. I can't give it that crown just yet because we've only seen 2 episodes, but it is on pace to definitely take that spot as the show plays out. So I'm happy to say Secret Invasion is a hit for me so far through 2 episodes, but what are your predictions, your expectations? Let me know in the comments down below. Be sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you can be notified for all my future videos, especially regarding the MCU. Thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, I'll see you guys later.